Doubles and Coffee, Stop the Presses, COLM IMBERT, the PNM Vice Chairman, COLM IMBERT, the worst PNM Finance Minister in history, COLM IMBERT, the worst Minister of Finance in the history of Trinidad and Tobago, COLM IMBERT, a man who went into the parliament inside, outside, and gave misleading information, COLM IMBERT, who attacked the Auditor General and could not account for $3.6 billion. COLM IMBERT, who took away your gas subsidy and laughed at you sitting on a chair like a laughing Dwen, saying, I will take it again. They are riot yet. COLM IMBERT, the most hated politician in Trinidad and Tobago. COLM IMBERT, the most unsympathetic, unempathetic human being. This PNM monster, COLM IMBERT, talking now in Balisay House and says, the PNM lost connection with the people. We made stupid decisions and we lost the election because we did not have a democratic process and we selected a person who was more hated than the present, meaning back then, before April 28th, leader is COLM IMBERT. COLM IMBERT get a dose, a belt of truth serum, and now he start to spill his guts and talk the truth. Well, at least for a little moment in time, that can't stick. Let me read for you what COLM IMBERT, the PNM Vice Chairman, the man who Penelope Beckles is putting her platform of resurgence upon, the new PNM, the brand new hope, the mission, the vision, the caring, the sympathetic, the empathetic, the thoughtful, connected to the ground, the man of the PNM, COLM IMBERT. Hold on. Let's leave me. Let me enjoy myself now. Diego Martin, Northeast MP COLM IMBERT, seemed to blame decision-making under the former leadership of the PNM for its loss of the April 28 general election. Speaking at a PNM rally in Diego Martin on September, to call that 87 people a rally, Newsday, please, a rally? He quoted a recent memoir published by Kamala Harris, former U.S. Democratic Party presidential candidate, who had alleged hostility towards her from individuals in the camp of former U.S. President Joe Biden, whom she stepped in to replace at the last minute to vie against Republican candidate Donald Trump. IMBERT quoting Harris saying, this wasn't a choice that should have been left on individuals' ego, on individuals' ambition. It should have been a more than a personal decision. When polls indicated I was getting more popular, the people around him, Biden, didn't like it. None of them grasped that. If I did well, they did well. They just didn't get it. IMBERT declared, and that is one of the problems we, the PNM, faced in the last election. Just like this, he said Harris could not break away from Biden's unpopularity. We have parallels like that in the PNM. The parallel I am drawing is the absence of democratic decision-making. The absence of democratic decision-making. He said it twice. You see, if you properly analyze why we lost that election, we made stupid mistake. This is COLM IMBERT talking about Rowley and Stuart Smallpin Young and all of the PNM MPs that moved from 1110 to 20-0, right? This is COLM IMBERT, a man who signed up and then let Rhoda Barrett with space in she teeth start to attack Stuart Young and the decision making, but he surreptitiously went and agreed, right? This is COLM IMBERT. This is the deceit of the PNM. This is why the PNM is where they should be, and the PNM should drop even further, like in Guyana. They should drop even out of the opposition. Listen to COLM IMBERT. Penelope Beckles' mastermind for economic success after he bankrupted our nation. Penelope Beckles' platform is, but all you didn't like COLM, you all misunderstood COLM. All the pain, all the extra taxation, all the arrogance, all the separation, all the job loss, all the closing of the refinery, all the economic devastation, all the foreign exchange crisis, all the money spent and nothing works. You all didn't understand COLM. You all really miss COLM. We need back COLM. That is what Penny's saying to come and vote for she. Or they leave the PNM right where it is. IMBERT said the PNM made stupid mistakes in each of the recent general elections it lost. In 1995, 2010, and 2025. Well, IMBERT, you are admitting that the PNM is stupid. The PNM lacks creativity. The PNM lacks intelligence. The PNM cannot govern. The PNM is emblematic of a system that lacks merit. It's not meritorious. You find people who didn't take math and make them attorney general. You find one who's couldn't even pass a pharmacological exam and make him minister of health. You find a next one who could not took 6 subjects and passed 1 and make him minister of national security while blood flowing in the streets. You make an engineer who build a stadium who blow down the minister of finance. You make an attorney general with a tight pants who spend an inordinate amount of time in law school. And how he got in law school, you have to ask serious questions. How? Check his grades. How he got in? How did Faris get into law school? And by the way, where is Faris? Faris, you're very quiet, Faris. More affidavits coming out from CPEP board members. Cabinet agreed. Did you tell Joel Edwards that? Your lawyers, you are sending lawyers to represent people on the board getting their own lawyers. Faris, Anna Ram Logan is coming for you, Faris. Where are you, Faris? You say, Anil silent, doubles and coffee silent, doubles and coffee every morning, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. What going on? Faris, let me continue with COLM, but he said that was the PNM's weakness as a party. We did not connect with the people and make decisions based on consensus coming from our base and coming from the general population. You now know that, but you were part and parcel of that. COLM, but you didn't care about the people. The people didn't riot yet. Your policies, your austerity measures, the only reason you didn't go to the IMF, IMBERT, or you didn't devalue the dollar was because Kamla Persad-Bissessar between 2010 and 2015 September created such reserves. TNT US reserves 12.26 billion, 6.7 billion in the Heritage and Stabilization Fund, AAA plus credit rating. You decimated everything, increased the overdraft, increased the debt to GDP limit. It went up to a high of 99%. You COLM, but dropped and shrunk the GDP of our economy by some 38%, by $38 billion, by 17.9%. We had growth, negative growth of upwards of 19.1% over your tenure. We were in a depression. There was inflation and job loss. That is stagflation. It takes a blithering idiot of untold proportions to fail so dramatically, COLM, IMBERT, and that is you. And now you, COLM, IMBERT, calling Rowley and Smallpin stupid. Well, that is for the whole country to choke and laugh till they get asthma. He said the PNM's weakness as a party. Stick break in our ears. I am not ashamed to say that. You're really not ashamed to say that. When the UNC was telling you your foreign policy with Maduro and all the eggs in one dragon basket, while Maduro was stealing elections, oppressing and making population of Venezuela flee their country, that was not the way to go, that you should have been negotiating and getting incentives to get deep blocks and different exploration and on-land investment in the energy sector and downstream, and good negotiation at NGC to ensure Point Leasers to keep a steel plant. You didn't listen, you didn't care, but we didn't riot yet because PNM mass media was telling the country that you are not a blithering idiot, that Rowley is not stupid, that Stuart Smallpin Young, the bully from CIC who talks like a convent girl, who says, oh, hey, my footballers, I'm sorry, I'm not in the stadium. Nobody cares. You didn't know that they were stupid. You didn't know that your cabinet was stupid. You didn't know that your then Attorney General who replaced the tight pants one was a liar in a court of foreign jurisdiction. You didn't know none of that, COLM, but now you get bright and Penny wants you to come back. Every citizen in this country Stay far from the PNM. He said the PNM, however, this is where the truth serum run out there. IMBERT said, and with a straight face, the PNM governs 10 times better than anyone else. The PNM of Privat, of Dr. Williams, of O'Halloran, of Caroni Racing Complex, Project Pride, Tesoro, Financial Complex Corruption, Solomon Hochoy Highway Corruption, Mount Hope Corruption, Lock Joint, BWIA, Nationalization, the corruption of the PNM with Scarborough Hospital, Landate, Renaissance, Greenvale, Calder Heart, building waterfront project, 1.8 billion cost overruns, Guanapo Church, coming down the line, Email Gate, Ferry Gate, Nelson Gate, Inez Gate, Rowley Lie Gate, Red Couch Gate. IMBERT is trying to say that the PNM governs better. The PNM that interferes with every independent institution. The PNM that makes attacks on the DPP, and the PNM Attorney General who signs an indemnity with a so-called prostitute lawyer to be a witness or to bear fake witness on UNC opponents. The PNM who says that Rowley gave Inspector Kate, over $1 billion to investigate she and others in court cases, UNC opponents, and comes up with absolutely nothing. The PNM pathological liars who get up in Parliament and lie through their teeth. That is who governs better, who puts the Belize flag and plants it on President's house, who interferes with every independent institution, who tries to control the Commissioner of Police, who thwarted a merit list. This is the PNM that governs better, that use tear gas on citizens who protest, that wreak havoc on the economy and the country, and inject fear across the board, who need PNM fake news media like Guardian Media Limited, Guardian Newspaper, Express TV 6, CNC 3 and 13 radio stations to lie to the population. The PNM that shut down Petrotrin because a bareback man tell our next ballhead one, shut it down, lock it down, or broke it down, or we all go down. This is the PNM that COLM IMBERT is saying they govern better. The PNM that was rejected from Tobago. Rowley's a Tobagonian, and for Tobagonians to reject a Tobagonian, you had to be rotten from the head to the tail. That is the PNM. The PNM is disgusting. The PNM is a blight. The PNM must go. Leave Kamala Prasad Bisesa, Dave Tanku, Jillian John, Kama Maraj, all of the ministers to do their job, to correct the corruption, the theft, the stealing, the lack of value for money. PNM's corruption was started at the head like the fish and coming down to the middle of the body, all the fins rotten. Kamala Prasad Bisesa and the UNC have to clean out that to get value for money. So yes, you will get some shake-up, you will get some growing pains, but if you want to return to propriety, back to basics, to basics, to morality, ethics, and value for money, that's what you have to do. So leave COLM IMBERT right there. He got an awakening. He realized that the PNM are dotish and stupid. COLM, press record, COLM. For the first time, probably in political history, the Douglas Anil agrees with you wholeheartedly. The PNM is stupid. Your government, your leadership, your party is dotish. It's stupid. The leaders are dumb. You got the worst of the worst at the helm of the PNM because that's your DNA. You are afraid of merit. You are afraid of brilliance. You're afraid of creativity. You have a set of parliamentarians who had to put on iPad and read and still talk nonsense. Yes, COLM, I agree with you. The PNM is stupid, and the PNM is done, and the PNM is not connected, and the PNM will not return. Hey, COLM, bless. Thanks for the truth.